For some reason, it didn't do the opening. It didn't.
Being a real jerk.
No countdown. What's up going on, everybody, and welcome to another live episode of Junkyard Breaks. That was
we're
weird.
gonna figure this out one of these years.
Yeah, I know. It didn't do the 1 minute countdown. It kind of did the theme song, but that was it. That was weird. Anyway, how you guys doing?
Good.
Doing okay.
Yeah.
Getting geared up for next week.
What's next week?
Jason and I will be on vacation.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's right. And you guys got some plans for some like comic stores or something?
No, there's a consignment store there that has like booths for different people.
Yeah.
And one of them has a bunch of comics right now. So
that's good.
I sent a picture to Jason. It's like it looks like some 80s, 90s Thors. There were some Detective Comics there. There was a 12 center there in that pack.
Cool.
So I don't know if there's more of those there. So it could just be a bust. It could be pretty good because it's not exactly a place that people go to look for comics.
Sure.
It's always like, those things are always hit or miss. It's like it could be. I mean,
that was like when was it you and me, Jimmy, that we went to that one? Like all the good photos were from the week before, so we missed out on everything. There was some good, like there was an early X-Men. It was like a sub 50 X-Men, like right in the front of one of the short boxes, and we're like, "Where is this?" And all gone.
Crazy.
We did find some stuff though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was all right. So you might find something.
Yeah, it's always just a crapshoot about how they price stuff, right? Like if you don't really know, that's the big.
Well, I have a feeling, Jace, that it's going to be like a flat thing because the owner is not there, and I bet it's going to be like I don't know. I think it's going to be either dollar boxes or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd imagine you're right, Jim, because in the picture there was no prices on anything. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's you never know though. Like that's why it's so fun to like always look at Craigslist, always look at Facebook Marketplace, always
You're always hunting. Friend of mine, Jeff he's like that too. Even when because he commutes a lot, he's always wherever he is, he's scanning Facebook Marketplace for like deals.
Yeah, it's funny because like the only time I've really traveled when I was going to Luce's volleyball tournaments, it's not like I could go anywhere. I'm like sitting in a volleyball tournament all day, or I'm with her. It's not like I'm gonna do
Luce,
a deal and be like, "Hey, kid, hang out in the hotel. Yeah. I'm gonna bounce and go pick up a comic." I gotta
go to the bathroom real quick.
So, yeah, but
that's cool.
So what's shaking? What's should we do? Should we do mail call?
We could do mail call. Is there anything else? I'm caught up on Secret Wars. You guys, Secret Invasion.
No.
Last week's
I think
episode?
I'm an episode behind. Yeah.
You're one episode behind.
Yeah, I got a serious question for that show. A serious question.
Can you ask
especially with the revelation from the last episode?
All right, so we can't really talk about it.
I mean, I think you're okay to talk about it. Like I just because
And the fact that it wasn't addressed, I'm a little bit peeved about.
What wasn't addressed?
Rhodey. There's something about Rhodey that wasn't addressed.
I mean, it's obvious about Rhodey, to me. What do you need to be addressed?
Well,
I mean, I think Jason could pretty much figure it out because
Rhodey's a Skrull.
Even the episode before, he called him Nick, and he's like, nobody ever calls me Nick.
Yeah.
So that was like a pretty
okay. Well, if he's a Skrull and he's supposed to be, sorry guys, spoilers for anybody who's watching this and has watched it. Spoilers. Turn your volume down.
It's too late, Jim.
It's
just
late.
like it was too late when
his legs aren't broken. His back isn't broken.
Oh, that was resolved a long time ago, man.
When?
His legs were broken in Civil War.
Yeah, I know.
His legs were just fine in Endgame and...
No, they weren't. He was always in the suit.
I don't understand
He was
what you
always
mean.
in the suit, and he actually discusses it with Nebula.
That's not true.
Yes, he does. He discusses it with Nebula.
No, there's a scene in Endgame where he's in a meeting room with what's his name? Ross. He's standing there with Ross when Cap shows up, and that's an Endgame.
That's not an Endgame.
Yes, it is. That's when he was on the run, and he shows up, and he's like, you're doing this?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're doing this." I just rewatched them. I rewatched both of them. It's either an Endgame or Infinity Wars. It's in one or the other, but it's clearly after Civil War where he breaks his back.
I don't remember these enough.
So it still wasn't addressed.
What did you need to be addressed?
The fact that he was crippled.
So
He's crippled.
they addressed it at whatever it was Tony Stank. That was the Stan Lee thing.
Yeah,
where
but he had robotic braces on.
He was still in rehab. I think they kind of addressed it there. I don't know. I'm not nitpicky about it. You need that.
He severed his spine. Like it wasn't just he broke his legs.
I don't get what you're getting at.
He was
Either
talking.
way,
He was talking
it's not
to
Rhodey.
Well, I know that's the whole point. Is that if Rhodey broke his back and Skrull took over, then wouldn't he have to pretend that he broke his back?
No, he was going through rehab 5 movies ago. I think that was resolved.
No,
I
it
think
was
what
never
Jimmy's saying
resolved.
is like you don't snap your spine and
And
actually
he
ever
has
hurt.
a discussion with Nebula.
No, I get all that. He broke his spine and he was rehabbing at the end of Civil War. In Infinity Wars,
He was just
or
trying to
Endgame,
walk at the end of Civil War.
You
I
need to
don't know.
watch this right now.
I think you need to watch Infinity War again because he's standing clearly in a room with Ross when Captain America shows up and says, "Hey, I'm rejoining the group," and he's like, "All right." And he's just standing there.
Then I missed it there.
I mean,
Then it wasn't addressed there.
do you need a Rhodey in a wheelchair movie?
I need Rhodey to be crippled.
He's not. He never was.
He was. He
Jimmy.
broke his back.
Okay.
No, I didn't feel the cat. And he discusses it with Gamora.
I don't know what to tell you.
Talks to Gamora because Gamora talks about how she was altered and all of this, and she said, "I didn't ask for any of this," and he literally says, "Well, I didn't ask for this either." So he's talking about how he was injured. So if he was okay, then why would I have to tell that?
Yo, you guys, this is funny though. You're talking about this. I just Google searched it, right? And you know how like they have the people ask. Some of the questions people asked: Is Rhodey still paralyzed in Falcon Winter Soldier? Is Rhodey able to walk again? When was Rhodey replaced by a Skrull? Is Rhodey paralyzed? MCU? How did Rhodey survive the fall? Did Rhodey survive the snap? And this guy's question is: In the Falcon and Winter Soldier, Rhodes is not limping. Does it mean they have cured that his back thing? He's still wearing the exoskeleton-powered leg braces Tony built for him. They're hidden under his uniform trousers.
But that's at the end of Civil War. That he was rehabbing with his robot legs.
Yes, we know he was rehabbing, but
He
never.
was
They
two
never.
movies
They never.
later, I mean, I don't know. They didn't reference it, but 2 movies later, he's standing just fine next to Thunderbolt Ross.
That's a big plot hole.
That's where Captain America, Black Widow, and I don't remember.
I know. And then he turns off Ross's thing. He goes, "Oh, I guess I'm in trouble too."
Exactly.
Does Rhodes?
But it doesn't
lose his
address
ability
the fact that he broke his back.
I don't know. I don't know what you need. I don't.
Does Rhodey lose his ability to walk? Yes, Rhodes is
It's a huge
paralyzed
thing.
permanently.
If they never addressed it, and then all of a sudden the Skrull is bouncing around and he's fine. The dude literally severed his spine.
Rhodes is paralyzed permanently like Professor X. He wears robotic rigs which support his legs. As everyone remembers that Rhodes lost his legs when Vision accidentally shot his armor and he fell from the sky, and yet he survived Zero Logic at the cost of his legs. So yeah, they say he's permanently paralyzed. So he must be wearing them mech legs.
So how did everybody forget that?
In Infinity War, he's wearing the mech legs.
I mean, it says that he's permanently paralyzed, so he's able to walk via mech legs.
Okay. I don't know. It doesn't mean that much to me.
It matters a huge deal to me if it's a Skrull who replaced him, and all of a sudden the Skrull's like, "Oh, I forgot that he hurt himself."
Yeah, but again,
that would have been the first. That would have been the first thing that told me he's a Skrull. Is that he can walk.
He's wearing Jenko jeans. We don't know what's underneath those things.
It's just a major plow. That's something it's bothered me.
You never know with the Jenko jeans.
It bothers me. As soon as I realized it, I was like, what the yeah, it bothers me.
Clearly.
Yeah, clearly.
It's just bad writing. It's bad writing. They never address it.
Jim, this should not come as news to you that
it's a major plot hole.
There's a lot of major plot holes in these.
No,
things.
but this one is like a major plot hole. He's a major character, and now they just made him a huge major twist in the MCU concerning this character.
Again, this is not the first time they've like completely forgotten about something.
All right, I'm not gonna. This is why I don't like being in discussion. Remember, Dolph? I told you. I just can't. It bothers me. It bothers me, man.
I mean, you're allowed to be bothered by it.
Just ticks me off.
Okay.
All right, let's do mail call.
All right, who's up first?
I'm still working on putting mine in here.
Okay.
You guys can go first.
No, if you're up first.
All right. Obviously, when I picked up some more books from Jeff at JC, I grabbed some wieners.
Some wieners?
Finally got a Spider-Punk.
Nice.
So I got, all this was for $100. I got another Aranya.
Okay.
Maybe she shows up, maybe she doesn't. I've been specking on this book a lot. This is the first Flash Thompson as Venom.
Okay.
I have a graded 9.8, but I just pick up raws whenever I can. And this was $10. Another Baron Blood. I always love these. This was in his $5 section. Another one in his $5 section. I have like 8 of these now, but I have a feeling they'll bring Bloodsport back again. How can you say no to Idris Elba?
Crazy.
Huh? Yeah.
That book goes like this, like $5, $40, $5, $30, $5, $40. Yeah.
And this is for $5. It was a beat or death. I mean, it needs some work, but I can definitely play with it. But it's a mid-grade for $5. I grabbed 2 more copies of X-Men Adventures. I truly believe in this book for, half price for these. And then great deal, $15 for a Osage. Or no, Osage Opress. Right?
Opress.
Yeah.
Osage Opress.
Anyway, I needed this one because just like Chris, mine's got a store stamp on it. So.
Store stamp, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just basically taking your pressing money and trading it in?
No, not really, because he gives me a check, and then, yeah, but I do scan the books whenever I'm there, so yeah, I do kind of put some back into the store. Like, he'll pay me $200, and I give him back $100 in books, but he gives me such a great deal. It's like, 50% off almost for the store.
What did they have Spider-Punk listed at now? $50?
Well, that one I got for $20 because he gave me a really good deal, but yeah, I mean, I think it's a $50 book now. Yeah. 9.8s are going for many hundreds, so
yeah.
This one's not a 9.8 though. Still, I never had the book, honestly. I was considering buying yours when you had it up.
Yeah, I can't believe it went for as little as it did. But it's funny that there's just this chasm between the 9.6s and 9.8s. And it didn't look like it's actually going anywhere,
Yeah.
Even the one I have is the much rarer of the books, like it didn't. Still
was
didn't
yours
matter.
a newsstand?
No, mine was the freaking Delato variant.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But like I said, I didn't have a lot into it, so
yeah.
And it did what it needed to do for me at the time. So.
Yeah, you gotta get that money.
Got to get that money.
Gotta get that money. All right, Jason. While we're waiting for Jimmy to Photoshop his spreadsheet.
All right. Well, I responded to a Facebook Marketplace post this week.
Of course you did.
I saw on Friday night It just had a little spread of you know, late silver or early silver.
Don't you love that when you see like they're fanned out and you see like a little sliver of one book?
Yeah,
You're
you
like,
just see the sliver, right? Yeah,
It's all you need is a sliver.
And they were cartoon books. The post said $5 each or take them all for 200, and which is hilarious because there was only one picture. You could only see like 5 books, so like you couldn't see enough to say, okay, well, does that mean it's exactly 40 and that's 200? Because or does it mean it's 50 or whatever? So I reach out to the lister. Initially it was like kind of like short, or seemed like it was kind of rude writing me back, and so I was like a little put off by that. But I was like, I was like, I want the one book that I can see a sliver at the top. So I said, okay, well, you just let me know when I can come. And so she said, we'll set up an appointment. Is this hour or this hour? So it was just weird, right? But then I thought, well, maybe I give it the benefit of the doubt. So the next day I drove. It was like an hour and 15 minutes away. Actually, probably like an hour and 25 minutes away. But long story short, she was not being rude. She was just doing like a estate sale for some folks, and they were selling out of the house. And based on the number of people who stopped in like the 6 minutes I was there, she must have been sending like 60 or 70 messages, like this person about a piano, this people about dishes, these people about a fan, or whatever.
She's getting through mass communications.
So, anywho, I stop in there. This was the book that I saw that I wanted. So it's Peanuts #2.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's in really, I shouldn't say really, really great shape, but I think if you pressed it, I think it's like a 5.5. So certainly nice enough. And I mentioned this maybe a month or two ago. We talked about some collecting goals, and I said that'd be fun to try and get this 4-issue run. I was hoping that #1 was there because it's by far the most expensive, but for $5, certainly I'll take number 2.
Sure.
I'm looking more and more like Charlie Brown all the time these days anyway, so I'm wearing my Charlie Brown shirt that Jimmy got me anyway today too.
Nice.
So then I saw this, which is actually like the first 101 Dalmatians in comics.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too.
Which is pretty cool. There's some age, like definitely age wear along that edge, but overall great colors and stuff, and certainly for $5 was worth it. Then I saw this, and this I just thought was crazy cool. I obviously was trying not to look stuff up on Key Collector, but something about them calling them the 3 Chipmunks just made me think that there was some validity to this being Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, the 3 Chipmunks, and they have these weird black eyeballs.
I'm noticing that too. That is, either their eyes are closed or they're just black eyeballs. That's weird.
So I was like, I'm gonna buy this for $5. Got that little chip there. Other than that,
$5.
It's nice.
So what's the comps on that in low grade? Gotta be $100, $200.
This book I think would probably be easy. Like, I think this book would press to a 5, no doubt, if not better than a 5. It's got that little chip right there, and then it's got that little spine chip right there.
Yeah.
But other than that, it is nice, and the colors are nice. So I think it's probably somewhere around 200 to 300.
Really?
So this actually ends up being the very first time these guys are drawn. So the Chipmunks, this book is from 59. This book is heavily featured on the Chipmunks Wikipedia page, I can tell you that much.
So is that so they first appeared in the song, right?
So they first appeared in a song 1 year prior to this, 1958.
Christmas time is here.
I don't even believe it's that. No, I don't
that's
think
not their first song?
I don't think that's their first song. They appear on a record.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, the Wikipedia page, they're not actually. This is probably why they're dancing on a record here. They're not actually drawn
Yeah,
on
right.
the sleeve or anything like that, because the response to these black eyes apparently is what changed them to look more like the
Disney. Like
Disney,
they're
right?
more Disney-fied. Like,
So yeah, very very cool. Very cool to find that.
yeah, that's
And
really
then
cool.
this book is in really good shape. So I just had to buy it. I love that it's a cartoon. It really reminds me, or a Halloween. It really reminds me of like a Charlie Brown kind of pumpkin anyway.
Yeah.
But the colors were insane.
Yeah.
I think even with
I was buying little Lulus because I had a guy at the flea market. I would always like he would come by. He's an old guy named Lou, and he always I don't know why. He just wanted little Lulus.
I'm telling you, without a press, I think this thing's a 7.
Wow,
It's
really?
it's crazy.
It's so
It's
weird that would you get 5, 6 books and they're all almost keys. All of them are keys.
Well, I mean, I flipped through them. Yes, I bought this one because I like the condition, and then this is like a $30 or $35.
Oh, so
book.
that's cherry picked, or you bought all of it?
No, I bought 5 books.
Oh, you just
So
bought
there was
5 books.
There was
Okay.
about 50 books there. There were some like Lassie books and stuff like that. I actually bought 4 books, but this was actually in with one of the other books.
Yeah, Tubby's
This-
cool too. That's a nice shape.
Stubby, and it's actually in really nice shape too. Yeah, I mean, look how bright the advertisement on the back is.
Yeah, it's cool.
So, yeah, and these almost always sell, like those cartoon books like that.
Especially
I'm
in
very-
nicer grade.
I'm very tempted to just sell this raw.
Raw?
As is. There's
I mean,
part
listen,
of me
you can
that
take good pictures. You don't have to go through all the
Yeah.
you know, all
Yeah.
the heartache of sending it into CGC. It comes back a 4.0 and you're annoyed.
or it comes back exactly what I think, a 5.0,
Yeah.
and it yields the same price, and I've waited 3 months to do it, and
Well,
I've spent
yeah, it
another.
definitely won't be 3 months. Although, I don't know what's taking so long on your Fantastic Four.
Who knows?
We lost you.
You lost me?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
froze.
Your face is frozen. There you
Oh, there you
are.
Or no?
Hey, that's the guy. Joe
So,
Dirt.
so anyways, that was the mini haul.
Yeah, that's a nice haul.
Yeah, so I was really happy with it. I spent $20, I think, this stack. If I were to sell them, I'm not going to sell the peanuts.
That's
But I think-
PC.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's only a 4-issue run. The other 2, 3, and 4, I could probably buy on eBay straight up right now, and I could definitely buy number 1. But I would rather try and find number 1 if I can.
That'll be a tough
Out.
one to find in the wild.
Yeah.
That would be a tough one.
Yeah. So
I should open this up.
I mean, obviously, I'm only 1 month off finding number 1 in the wild.
So,
Getting this one.
dude, it's so funny when you put that next to your face. It's uncanny.
So I really
Legit.
like how he wrote the Schultz on the bottom. Almost looks like a grease pencil,
Yeah.
on these covers too.
Yeah.
So cool. This one I saw that portion of it in the advertisement,
Really?
so I already knew it was. I already knew it was number 2.
You had an eye
It's
for
the only-
peanuts, huh? That would
So
have
it's the
never
only-
landed. That was not on my radar at all.
Everything
Peanuts.
Peanuts is on Jason's radar.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just like peanuts. Yeah. So
Good
yeah,
deal.
so Charlie Brown's first appearance is a very expensive book.
Is it?
It's not number 1. It's not number 1 of this. It's like several years earlier. It's like multiple grand.
Is it a magazine or?
No, I think it's an Adele. It might, if I'm not mistaken.
It's just not called Peanuts. It's like he's like a separate story in a book or something.
I think
Oh, gotcha.
I think it's in a 4-color. If I'm not mistaken.
Gotcha.
Did you actually open your?
Ooh,
Open my what?
pretty.
I thought Jimmy was.
Oh.
Like Jimmy was.
I ordered something a little while ago. It's a Tulalote. Lute covers. It's her actual own book called Barnstormers, and I got both the foil cover and the regular cover, and they are beautiful. I was only getting the Adam Hughes ready for, and I completely forgot that I got a couple of books.
Yeah. Well,
it is a Peanuts self-titled. That's
that's really cool looking.
Yeah.
I assume that's the first appearance of Snoopy as well, Jace?
A 7.5 sold for $24,000 recently.
What?
Yeah.
Is that mid-50s? Is that a Golden Age book?
54.
Hmm.
And the funny thing
that's before the actual newspaper comics.
Funny enough, they appear 4 times in short strips in other comics. So, Tip Top Comics from 52 is the first appearance. Then they're in a Fritz Ritz United Comics 21.
So is that not their first appearance?
So no, that book is not their first appearance. It's just the first
comic. Because
a
strip doesn't count unless you happen to have whatever newspaper. So that's their first comic.
See how Snoopy is actually drawn at that point?
Oh wow, look at that. They're all I kind of like that style of Charlie Brown too.
Look at Snoopy.
Yeah, Snoopy's adorbs.
So he's almost got like a little more of a pseudo realism if you look at the way he did those bricks. I mean, not realism, but you know what I mean. Like it's less watered down,
Yeah.
So, anyways, that would be one to find in the wild.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about some of those cartoon books too, and that's the reason why we should all be thinking about those things, is they're not looked at like a lot of, you know what I mean?
No.
Those you could maybe even find in people who sell ephemera lots and stuff like that, as opposed to
the Dell comics are just kind of like, it's like when you get all those Disney stories, they're just like ignored. There's some pretty expensive books in there when you get old enough.
Yeah,
that's why I always say like
was in a book, a publisher called United Comics. Yeah. Actually, I thought it was Dell, but it's United.
That's why I like old Archie books. There's value there.
Right.
And most people don't want them. I mean, they the later stuff, the 70s stuff is just so mass produced. Doesn't hold, except the innuendo books, the occasional innuendo book, but the early stuff. I keep telling people, the bigger the eyes for Archie, the better. I mean, they got those big old eyes. That's
when the eyeballs are giant.
Yeah, that's when they're like old. That's the dead giveaway.
So yeah, there's a lot of expensive Peanuts books. Too.
Jimmy, you're up, man. If you got a mail call.
I do have mail call. Yes. Okay. I can. I don't have
pterodactyl flying in my basement.
Okay.
Big old Japanese beetle or something. Yeah.
This is the first one I got. And actually, she looks like Rachel Weisz.
A little bit.
But I
would give you a Mila over Rachel Weisz.
This is a Tula Lote. This is her book. It's actually all drawn by her instead of just the cover. So, it's Tula Lote and Scott Snyder. So it's a pretty good duo.
Yeah.
And I saw some of the pages on her Instagram page, and I absolutely just really wanted this book. So yeah, it's really gorgeous. It's one that sort of reminded me of a Rocketeer type thing. So it's a tale of love and murder. So yeah, it was pretty good. I was happy to get it. I got that.
Is the gold one foil?
Yeah, it's foil.
Okay.
So then here's my Adams. I don't know if I showed these two last time, but
I definitely saw
Shannon?
the Emma Frost.
Okay. So yeah. So through the Adam Hughes fan groups, I've met some interesting and fun collectors, some pretty good people. So yeah, we're doing trades. We're ending up doing trades. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, this one guy Thomas I met. He was pretty cool. He's been sending me some cool stuff, and he's a big Magnola Eric Powell, and he's just sort of started doing Adam Hughes. So I give him like doubles of my stuff, and he'll give me things that he has, and
That's good.
but it's been working out pretty cool.
Is that Action 900? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's Action Comics 900. I got these ones from Chevy's Comics, who I think both of you follow. I know Jason. I know you follow him.
I do too.
And I think Chris follows him. But his name is Jorge, and he's a really good guy. Has some really good comics. He's worth a follow. But yeah, he had some really cool ones. So I ended up getting these ones from him. So that's an Action Comics 900. Heroes in Crisis #1, which I didn't even know was an Adam Hughes at first. But yeah, it's a gorgeous cover. I finally got this Power Girl.
Nice
I've been running around this Power Girl forever. But finally I got it.
The boobs and those two in the middle, the Power Girl and the Wizard, are just insane.
Yeah.
This was really early Adam Hughes, and this is I don't know. This is when he started doing his painting stuff a little bit more.
Well, those are all characters from Harris, right? Is that Lady Death, Vampirella?
Yeah,
no,
that's Witchblade right
that's
there.
Witchblade on the bottom, yeah.
And I think there might be more on the other side of this cover. I think it's a flip out cover. But yeah, this is a pretty well known Adam Hughes Wizard cover. I think he did 2 or 3. And then these
Jim, that's a newsstand too.
Yeah,
oh, they'd all be.
I guess they would. Yeah, I guess they. Well, I mean, they sent them out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
they would
subscribe.
have subscriptions.
But yeah, then got this Vampirella She. It's a really early one. I think this was from Thomas, and this one is actually the backside of Savage Dragon #4. So it's just funny because every time this one's posted, everybody's like, "What is that Rapture and Ricochet? I've never seen that one before." But yeah, it's an actual back cover. So
Rapture is using some serious product in that hair.
Yes, she does.
It's a massive amount of hair.
That is a lot of hair. In fact, an unrealistic amount off the back of her head. Like, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah,
as a bald man, that
That
offends
is
me.
a mane.
But it was definitely worth a find. It's a good find. And then these two, you know what these two signify?
Your final two in
You
the
did?
run.
I'm
Catwoman?
final 2 of Catwoman. I'm officially all done with my Catwoman series.
You needed the
That's
Zatanna cover, Jim?
What's that, Jace?
You needed that Zatanna cover?
Yeah, well, I had it, but before I started realizing I wanted to collect Adam Hughes, I sold it. I think
Oh.
at the flea market actually. Yeah, I sold this one, and I think I sold this one too.
Did you really?
So
How many in the run did he do?
I think
Second longest run, right?
yeah, it's
Behind,
30 or 40 comics.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I want to say it starts at I want to say it starts in the 40s or
Yeah,
the
it's
early
in the 40s.
50s.
It's either 44 or 45.
Oh, there you go.
And then yeah, it ends in
Well, your black cover is your red cover is number 90, isn't it, Jim?
no, it's number 70 or 72.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
But yeah, I needed this one, and it was relatively expensive. This is the one that was at Comic-Con. They were asking like $75 for it, which I did not pay.
No.
It was like $12.50 for this.
You got your you got the expensive one at Comic-Con for like 75, right? You got a great deal on that. You got the
Well,
one
I got a really good one for number 51, which is the mugshot.
Yeah, the mugshot.
I got that for less than $100 at Comic-Con. And
yeah, you got that for a really great price, and you got your
then I got that classic versus a modern cover from Very Gary for, I don't know what they did. I don't know how they priced it the way they priced it, but it's worth
like
a lot more.
$15, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that signifies the end of my Catwoman run. So yay!
Nice.
So now on to Wonder Woman and then the smaller stuff. And then the last Adam Hughes I sent you guys, but I forgot to send it to myself here. Was that 20th anniversary of Dark Horse Comics, and he did the Hellboy pinup.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
But this also, not only is this the end of my Catwoman's, but this also marks 90.
For the year?
90 of my 100.
Way ahead of schedule.
So I only got 10 more right here. So I will definitely be done my 100 before I see Adam Hughes in New York Comic Con, and
he's definitely going to be there.
Yeah, he's going to be there.
I'm stunned. Peach is coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, she left in tears on Friday.
They have to reevaluate how they're going to do it with her.
But she needs to go in the back the way they do Jim Lee. Like she needs her own line, her own table. Like she needs to leave her table, go to the back of the room, and have her own queue.
I thought it was odd the way they did it. I mean, I don't know. You guys know, because that was the first really big convention I've been to. I just thought it was kind of odd in general the way they did some of the bigger artists. The fact that
they've always done that. Like you'll see
there's
Snyder
no space in between.
You'll see Snyder and Capullo. They have a big line. Tinian had a big line. Who else? Well, I mean, Jim Lee always gets a big line. There's some big ones. In-Hyuk Lee always has a big line. Art Germ always does well. But that was the first time Peach was here, so I don't think they could anticipate. Plus, she also shot herself in the foot by doing free remarks for everybody.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm sure she's learned her lesson. Not that she did anything wrong, but I think she learned how to do it better. Because it was so unfair. Like you had people like literally arguing in front of her about like just the time they were robbing from everybody else. It was just so selfish, and not to mention like guys that were in the con an hour early because they were dealers were the ones that were lining up first. So it was the dealers that had, and that's the icky thing, is like all of the fans that go to meet her, and then you have all the dealers monopolizing the line and the time.
And it couldn't have helped either that the guys who are working the line from like NYCC, whether they're volunteers or paid staff, that they were really jerks too.
One guy who, I mean, he must have been autistic because he had the personnel skills of a cheese grater. I mean, that guy was just screaming at everybody for no reason whatsoever. He was just like literally in their face and screaming at them, and we're all just like, what is wrong with this dude? He just had this like this self-importance, like he was in charge of the world, and he was going to put everybody in their place, and man, was he just laying it out on everybody. Like, it's like, dude, chill out. He's like, if you get out of the line even another foot, I'm kicking you out of here. And like, you have no right to do that. You're a yellow shirt. You're a volunteer.
And the function that like, what, it's not like they were keeping this really tight line, right? Like, well,
they had it. They had it. So because her location, so they had it snaking in front of her.
Yeah,
so it was nice what they were doing with the line, but I mean, just the fact what they were doing was kind of gross. Was that these, like I said, these self-important volunteers were like, listen, we're cutting the line off. If somebody leaves the line or the line gets short, circle back. And guys that would do a lap and circle back find out that 20 people jumped on the line, and they're like, what the hell, you just asked me to like go away and come back, and you let 20 people in front of me. Like, I could have just stuck around. Why didn't you just say that?
And Jim and I didn't have any idea where you were at because, like, the reception, because it's in like kind of the basement or whatever, so the reception's not great.
No.
And
yeah, I was.
I mean, Jim,
how long was I online for? 3 hours.
it was a long time.
It was a
like,
long time. We did the whole Artist Alley.
Yeah.
Wait, and
you
hadn't gotten to her yet.
We did the whole Artist Alley, Jim, and that was after we had done a bunch of like wandering around upstairs, right?
Yeah.
Because you went and got, was it Jay Lee? No, who did you went and got your book directly from him and he autographed it for you?
Ji Hyun Lee.
Yeah, and we went and looked at that T-shirt tower.
Yeah.
I went and got Lucy's Squishmallow. We looked around the action figures for a long while.
Yeah. I was there for a while, and the worst part was that they cut off remarks like 3 people ahead of me. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. There's people getting 20 remarks. I just want 1. I had 1 book to sign, 1 remark would have been nice, and they cut off the line, and I see some guy pulling out a briefcase and he wants like 15 remarks. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like,
yeah.
I mean, and not only that, like, she's giving everybody her best. Like, she's doing these full, drawings and Spider-Man and whatever, and she's being professional about the whole thing, but at the same time, it's like, guys, enough's enough. Like, how many do you need?
I'm with you, Dolph. I think that's the part that's really, we always talk about, like, and everybody on Instagram and stuff like that. Oh, I love the community. I love the comic book community and stuff like that.
It is selfish and nasty, and it's
and then you see a lot of stuff like that, and you're like, man, they don't, like.
It's so cutthroat. And then the thing where they went after like Comic Tom and all those whatnot guys for getting in the front of the line for that the Miles cover. I mean, it's so cutthroat and gross, and that's a whole bunch of bullshit. Like, oh, I love this community. They're not respectful. They're not. There is just a very gross side of the whole thing that people are just selfish and disgusting, and you see it constantly. They will just push you right out of the way to just get an inch. I don't know.
Yeah, that is the frustrating part, because it's like it could be cool. You don't have to push. You don't have to be a jerk.
There are good people too, but
these things like and like the whole just greed aspect of stuff is what bothers me so much some of the time. Like
Comic-Con is not the best display of the community, quote unquote community. There's some ugliness at cons. There really is.
Yeah, did that fella ever find the guy that you and I talked to? Did he ever the huge book that got stolen from him? Did you ever see any updates about whether he got that back?
I actually saw a repost of that recently. Yeah, he got his what is it, Journey into Mystery stolen, or his Amazing Fantasy 15.
Yeah,
right?
AF 15. Yeah.
No. I'm sure he'll be at Comic-Con, so you can ask him, but that stuff doesn't show up because, if it was graded, he cracked the case, that serial number is gone. No idiot would try to resell that slab. You gotta be kidding me. It's traceable.
Well, it's funny how many, though, they've caught that because
I know. It is absolutely amazing that people are so stupid that they don't realize that the slabs are traceable. They have a code on them.
Yeah.
And they will... CGC, PSA, they all done it. If one book is known to be stolen, they'll unregister that number, so they know it's stolen.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
PSA just did a whole bunch of cards because guys were not only trimming cards. That one guy was trimming cards, but he was gloating about it on Instagram. He's like, here's me trimming cards. What are you going to do about it? And then he's getting his grades. Well, I mean, obviously they threw him under the bus and all his stuff got deregistered.
The interesting the interesting thing I thought about that fella whose AF-15 got stolen was there was a lot of high-res pictures of like defects in the book. And I thought how fascinating it was because it was like, I've been watching a a shark documentary recently, and they show like all though we can tell this is this shark because of this like thing on their fin and stuff like that. I was like, they're doing the same thing with this comic. We can tell it's this copy of AF-15 because of this stain or this grease pencil spot or whatever it may be. So
yeah, and they don't show up to CGC often. So if a guy tries to grade it, and they're looking for that stuff, then that guy's gonna get nailed.
Yeah, because it's weird that you'd have to like you said, you'd have to either sell it to somebody completely unsuspecting, which like for how much that book would sell, how are you gonna sell it to somebody who's unsuspecting?
Can you imagine you just spend $15,000 on that book and then it's stolen? And you got to give it back.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, you lose the money and got to give the comic back. Like I would cry.
Yeah, it's
That's why when some of those things even walk into like Rick's store, like I remember a kid, his story was that his uncle died and he knows nothing about comics, but he had a first Thor, he had a lot of really good books that he's like, what are these? And we're like, really? That's a first Thor. It's like then it was like a $7,000 book.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. The other day I saw somebody I follow on Instagram. They had a big slew of books they got at the flea market, Silver Age books they got at the flea market, and I don't like when, and we've talked about this a lot before. I think when people price their stuff, like people price these at $5 a piece, so I'm gonna pay the $5 a piece for sure. I actually made a donation of $10 to the ladies' church because she said there was a issue with the roof at their church, and she was selling some stuff, so I made a $10 donation. That's something we believe in anyway. But
that's cool.
But like I'm gonna pay the $5, but like
yeah,
there's I wouldn't have beat her down. I wouldn't say, would you take 10? You know what I mean?
No.
And this person on Instagram.
That's karma, man. That's just karma.
They showed this slew of books, and they were, I forget what he said, they were $2 or $3 a piece, and ended up being first Black Manta was in there, and another DC Key was in there, and they said he asked for such and such, and I offered blah blah blah, and they took it. It's like, and it was already like, the guy asked for $50 or something, and he had like 25 books with 2 really pretty solid keys. I was like, dude, just pay the guy $50.
That's like my story with Joey at the flea market. I got the first Luke Cage, and he's like, "This is a good one. I got to charge you $50 for it." I was like, "Yeah, no problem."
Yeah,
I was like, "Whatever. Yeah, it's fine."
Yeah, it just frustrates me when people try and talk people down when they already know they're in a better, bargaining position, or they have the knowledge of what the books are worth. And then oftentimes when people, and don't get me wrong, I'm not crying for everybody saying that everybody's in tough financial straits, but like, it's like some people have that mentality, well, you gotta haggle. Actually, you don't have to haggle. Like if they ask for $10 and
it's
you're already going to
10x it, yeah, pay the $10.
Just pay $10, right? For the love of God, you don't have to haggle.
Some people it's just in their nature.
Like
they gotta get a deal. Like I know people like that. They're like, it's all about getting a deal.
This one con I was at, I had some trade paperbacks, and they were all really clean, and I had $3 on them, and the guy's like, would you do 2? And I was like, it's $1. What can you get for $1 at this point?
That's fine. You want 2? That you buy them all. I'll give them.
Uncle Dave, Chase. Uncle Dave.
Yeah.
you want 2? Buy 10 of them. I'll give them to you for 2.
Dolph, our Uncle Dave came up, like this is years ago, probably
years and years ago.
But he went to that flea market that I think you and Jimmy went to with Bob.
The Leesport.
Leesport. That's a good one.
And he had gone up to this guy who was selling like blank T-shirts, and our Uncle Dave's from Atlanta, so he's got this funny accent. So he comes back. I forget. Jimmy and I didn't go to the flea market. He comes back. He's like, I talked to a gentleman about these T-shirts. He said, I said, how much for that T-shirt? He said, I'll take $5.
It was pretzels. It was pretzels, Jay.
Pretzels. It was pretzels. And he says,
Pretzels.
I said, I'll take $5. And the gentleman said, and I said to the gentleman, I'll give you $4. And he said, no, I'd really like to stay at $5. He said, I said, you can leave here with $4, or you leave here with those pretzels.
It was a giant bag of pretzels, dog.
And
a huge bag of pretzels.
Even at like, I don't know, 17 and 19 or 16 and 18, you were like, why didn't you just pay $5?
That was a Rock and Jimmy Carter impression too.
Just give the man his
it was like 10 pounds of pretzels. It was
it was just an absurd amount.
It was like the big bag of sourdoughs, like one of those.
Yeah, a giant bag.
I used to buy
pretzels.
those. It's like a big plastic bag of like sourdough, hard sourdough.
It was just so funny because like he just would.
Yeah. Some people, I'm telling you, some people gotta. I've come across so many that are just like, I need $1. $1 off is like that'll sell this. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
It's not getting the deal. It's the fact that they have to make the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
No, exactly. Yeah. No, I know. Anything
like,
off is
usually if I know I'm getting a deal, I'm like thinking to myself, oh my God. Like I get like high almost. I'm like,
yeah, the only time I will ever like offer or make a counter offer is when it's just so egregiously overpriced that it's the only way I'll take it. But otherwise, if it's like, a good price, it's fine with me.
Yeah, I'm almost like when they come in so high, you're like, oh, I usually just say thanks and then I walk. I just like leave. I see so many of these guys, and some of the older dudes. It is like this. They're like freaking, pugilists. They're just like dancing around one another. Like it's really a dance for them. But like for me, I'll never be the one who sits there and says like, you're crazy, you're crazy, because like to me, like, okay, they technically can ask whatever they want for that thing.
Sure.
And
I walked up to a table, started looking through a short box and asked how much of the comics are like $5 each. I'll just walk away.
Yeah.
Like, nope. I'm not. If you're even like, I know I can't get them for like $2. I'm not even gonna bother. I know these things have been picked through, and $5 a book. I was like, no.
Yep. Yeah, and that's right. And you have the right to walk away too. They have the right to ask whatever they want.
But you're right, though. It's not like saying, well, that's bullshit, and then walk away. Just walk away. Just, whatever.
Yesterday, when I was at the flea market selling for a little bit, after I closed up, I just took a quick lap around, and there was this one guy looking at like a blue glass, that aquamarine kind of glass. It was like a ball jar. And he goes, there's a little crack in this top. And the other guy's like, oh, here we go. We got a dealer gonna point out every imperfection. And then the guy who points out the crack goes to his buddy. He's like, oh, Charlie, you hear this guy? This guy's trying to sell damaged merchandise. And
dude,
and like
I would be like, get out, just go away.
I was like, oh my God,
give me the jar and walk away.
Going to see their old man fight here, or they're actually friends, and this is the dance.
Yeah, that could be.
Like this is the dance.
And I'm not going to harp on this. Okay, I sold something on Poshmark. Okay, I sold a Boston Scally cap like this, right? So it cost $49. Okay, so I get it. I put it on my head. It's too big. So I never wear it. So I'm thinking, okay, I should probably just sell this. So I put it on Poshmark. I put it on for $30. I was like, all right, it's $19 off. $30 is a cheap. You can still buy the new hat on the site for $49. So somebody's gonna want it for $30. I got 5 offers. They were all $15 or $17. So I'm like, no. So finally, after a week, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I just want to get rid of the stupid hat. So I put in the thing, never been worn, because it's never been worn, right? So I sell it for $23. The guy gets it. He gives me a 5-star rating, which I'm happy about. But then he writes me. He goes, "Well, I took the hat out." He goes, "And it had, for never being worn, it sure did have a lot of hair in it." And I'm like, okay. I was like, I got 4 cats and 2 dogs, so more than likely that hair is from them.
It wasn't made out of wool, so like there could be hair.
I was like, I don't, it's been sitting on my table for almost a year and a half, so I'm sure it gathered something. And he was like, okay. I was like, dude, you got it for less than half of what it costs if you want to buy it off the store. Like, what are you complaining about?
There's always gonna be people.
Shake it off.
I had a guy just gave me neutral feedback because I was listing one of Richard's Disney mugs. There's 3 mugs. I listed them as Disney mug, quantity 3. Guy bought one and gave me neutral feedback and said, I didn't know how many I was buying. And I was like, there's 3 in the picture. It said quantity 3. You bought one of them. I got neutral feedback for that. I was like, you're an idiot. That's your fault. But I'm not even going to like ask for like a revision. It's neutral. It doesn't affect me. Just let it go.
Also, you had a description, right? Like an actual description of what the lot was consisting of, right?
Yeah. Three mugs. Yeah. Quantity 3. You're buying a mug. And the guy's like, I didn't know. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's even tougher because like people don't give feedback anymore too. So like to even get,
I get a lot of feedback because I use a service. So it's called 3D Sellers. So it's a monthly fee that I pay to use this thing. And what it does is it automates. If you buy something from me, it'll send an email. Once it's delivered, it'll send a feedback request email. And anything I buy, as soon as it's delivered to me and I'm happy, it sends a feedback. So it does it automatically. So I do get a lot of feedback because this thing just automatically sends like, hey, thanks for buying from me. There's a whole lot more coming. Like,
we got more coming.
Yeah, there's more. Take a look for this. Watch my store and do this and blah blah blah. And thanks for the feedback. And I always get a lot of feedback.
That's good.
Yeah,
yeah.
I would definitely, if you're taking it seriously on eBay, I would definitely recommend a service like that because it comes in handy a lot.
Because I think I've probably done 200 transactions and only have 105 feedback, and that includes the ones I purchased. So
yeah,
it's
yeah. I don't even know what I'm at now, but
I sent out these 2 packages last week, and they were packed. They were like bulletproof.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't wait to get the packaging. Like the great packaging thing.
Yeah.
Neither of the 2 idiots. And I sent out. They were 50 book lots, and they were packed. They were packed. Like I said, like they could survive nuclear fallout, but no feedback whatsoever. I was like, it just that's the kind of things that as they used to say, grind my gears.
Yeah, I'm up to 3241 now.
That's a crap ton of feedback.
It's a lot of feedback. Yes, sir. Anyway,
should we do the difference? What's the difference between a signature and a witness signature?
Well, a witness signature is so if you were at Peach Momoko's line, CGC will actually send over somebody to not only witness the autograph happening, but they'll put like a sticker on it that it was witnessed.
Yeah, and they would actually grade it, right?
Yeah.
Like if you have the witnessed signature information.
Right.
Now, do they have to take it right then and there though?
To CGC?
Yeah.
No, I think once it's got a sticker on it, you can send it in. I don't know about whenever. I think it might be within a certain amount of days, but you can, once the sticker's on there, it's witnessed and it's autographed.
Because Adam Hughes is charging $5 for signatures, but he's charging $20 for witness signatures. So I was like,
why? It costs nothing.
I don't know.
And in fact, it's not even a service he provides. It's a service that CGC provides. You can go to the CGC booth and say, hey, can you witness this for me? And you don't even have to give Adam Hughes shit. That's fucked up that he's even doing that. Because it is absolutely 100% free for a witness. Like, that guy will just stand there for Peach's booth. He's like, yeah, somebody went there and said, hey, CGC, can you send over a witness? I got like 20 things I'm having Peach sign. He's like, yeah, I'll be right over with my stickers. That's bullshit that he's even charging for that. It's unbelievable. Another reason why I think he's a dick. It's unbelievable. You cannot charge for a witness because he's not paying CGC to send over a witness. So why? That's BS.
I think you should at least have to sing "Can I Get a Witness" if you're gonna get the witness.
Witness me.
But you literally can go to CGC and say, I'm in line for Adam Hughes. I'm next. Can you come witness the signature? And you don't have to give Adam Hughes shit. That's bullshit. That's really bullshit. I've never even heard of that. Like $20, $15 for a free service.
The interesting thing is he's only charging $5 for his signature.
But,
that seems super affordable.
Yeah, that's fine. But the BS is that he's pocketing the $15 because it's not going to CGC.
Yeah, that does seem it's hilarious.
That's rotten, man. I don't like that at all. I don't know. Key collector time.
Key collector time.
I'll tell you, the list this week is just boring as hell. I'm like,
it is it's like 70% the same, and then a couple of these gigantic books.
I know we go over this, like, we keep going over this list, like.
Well, it's actually funny. I think that there's been so little change because of the writer's strike and now the actor's strike. So there's like no new, there's no new fuel in the fires driving anything this week, so it's just like
maybe.
And then a couple books that just popped off because of huge sales.
Yeah, that Heritage thing happened, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. This is a very unsexy list. It's just more spillover from Miles and of course the Wolverine Deadpool stuff, but the rest is like
Yeah, this book, this week's, it's actually kind of crazy how many times this book sold. That it's sold this book sold what, 4 times this week.
Yeah. The
Gaines file copy 8.5 sold for $40,800. Dude, the same exact book sold in 2020 for $19,250. You're doing all right if you bought and resold that book. More than doubling up. A 5.0 sold for $8,700. A 5.5, that's a nice 0.5 grade that sold for $10,700. So you got $2,000 for that 0.5, which is crazy because it's just the difference of like an opinion at CGC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then a 3.5 sold for $4,800. So.
Actually, we had spoken about it before. I hear that somebody is going to try AI comic grading. I didn't see the company name, but I know somebody's going to give it a go. I don't know if you can. It's not like it's not a sports card. A sports card is 3.5 by 2.5. This is the dimensions. You can scan the front, know the centering. Like everything is pretty obvious. Comics there's 22 pages.
You could do the front cover and the back cover, but I think somebody has to inspect the interior.
Yeah. It's still there's too much.
But so much of it is based on that front cover and back cover, though. So I think if they could,
not even the back cover. I would say like 60% of the back cover is counted.
Yeah, so I think they could.
Maybe.
It could certainly speed up, and it would make the general discerning of if this spine tick is worthy of a 9.6 or is it still a 9.8. I think that could get cleared up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know, but AI could factor in a rolled over cover or like a rusty staple. I don't even think
Sure.
any
I
of
mean,
that.
they have to train the eye, literally the electronic eye to see those things.
I
But
guess.
yeah,
Anyway, I mean, this is the second week in a row where you have some random golden age crime, or I guess
yeah,
golden
horror
age
book.
crime, golden age horror.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just
big
random.
boy.
And this is another one. Like I don't get why this book.
It is interesting, right? Second appearance of Gwen Stacy, okay. Second appearance of Harry Osborn. Like, is it because it's a classic Craven cover?
But it's
Um,
his third appearance, fourth appearance.
uh, yeah, I don't know.
I think maybe three, maybe four.
You
I
have
know
to look at the
what is
actual.
it? The one with Craven holding the net is the second appearance, right?
You'd have to look. Yeah,
I'd have to
you
look.
can look.
But either way, like why? Why
Look
is
on
this book even on here?
Yeah, yeah. This is an interesting one. A 9 for $2,160.
I bet it looks pretty.
Yeah, I bet you it does look pretty. Yeah.
I
And
don't know.
it's got that cream colored cover too, so it would never be bright white, you know.
No, but it's very cleanable. That's for sure. Like you can
Yeah.
clean this one without being scared of it. That's for certain.
And there are some of those Spidey books though where, the really early ones, mid grade, you still have a banger of a book if it's a mid grade.
I would totally
These
like yeah.
these
50
are
for
mid grade,
190. I would buy this for 190.
yeah, because I mean, an 8.5 is almost $1,000 book, and a 9.0 is over $1,000. So, yeah,
Yep. Okay.
this next one is a little interesting, right?
Well, we know why it's there because he just got cast. That's the dude from Barry, the bald guy from Barry.
Oh, Metamorpho
Yeah,
is
Anthony Carrigan.
Yeah, he
yeah.
also was in. Wasn't he in X-Men Apocalypse?
Was he?
Didn't he? Did he not play the what's his name? Oh my god. The same character was in Logan, but it wasn't played by the same
Oh,
guy.
you're talking about oh my god. It begins with a C. Caliban?
Caliban. So there was Caliban, the one
Yeah,
who
I remember
introduces.
that Stephen Merchant played him in Logan.
Yeah,
I don't remember Caliban in Apocalypse. He was in it?
yeah. He was the one that he had Psylocke as his enforcer at first.
Okay. Man, I watched that movie once. It was god awful and never watched it
Yeah.
again. All right, so I mean, Caliban's another bald guy.
So yeah,
Either
this
way,
one,
I like the casting. He definitely looks like Metamorpho.
You hear the other casting this week, which is, I guess, news, was Guy Gardner.
Well,
is going to be-
that appears later in this list.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Good casting though. Very very excited about that. But yeah, that's why this book's up there. I was actually considering trying to get a low grade copy for like $100. But no, it already went up like crazy.
A 4.5, yeah. I mean, it's
4.5.
it's
for
up
$280.
$106 for a 4.5. So
Yeah, it just doubles. Like I was like, nah, too late. I'm not no FOMOing this one. Plus, it's Metamorpho. It's a bad guy. Never invest in bad guys. So he's gonna be dead at the end of the movie.
yeah, never invest in bad guys unless they're like
Yeah,
unless
unless it's
they're
like
like
Doom.
Doctor Doom.
Yeah, or Galactus. Like just stay
I
away.
was mistaken. That he was not in Apocalypse.
He
It was
wasn't?
another bald guy that looks like him.
Okay. Here's your
Speaking
here's
of
your Guy
Jim's,
Gardner.
Guy Gardner news.
Yeah, great
the
casting.
next
Nathan
one
Fillion
up,
is
yeah.
perfect. What I'm surprised about, what did mine come back at, Jay? 4.5?
You're one of these.
Yeah.
When you got this back with the group you got where you got your spotlight back and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like this one was a surprise on the low end. Like
I
a
can
couple
look
of yours were like right where you thought they'd be, and then I feel like this one, I don't know. I want to say you were like at like a 5 though.
Yeah.
I don't think it was as low as a 4 or 5.
I can look it up real quick. Log in.
This book is not. I'm shocked that this book is not more expensive though.
Yeah, I really am too. That's why I was investing in this book for a while. I think I have 2 of them now. Green Lantern Volume 1. Where is Volume 1?
I mean, you got to get it. You got to get to an 8.5 before you're flirting with 1,000. You know.
I have a 5.5, and the other one's ungraded.
Okay, so yeah, it came back a little bit higher. 5.5
Yeah.
though.
All right. I mean, I had about that much into it.
Like 300 or so.
Yeah, I think I might have spent $250 for it, and I think it's 5.0 is $280, so I probably made a little bit.
Yeah.
But I was
6.5
buying 59 and 87. I'm buying a lot of those.
Yeah.
Definitely believe in the Jon Stewart book.
Yeah, this is an interesting book though, because it's old, right? 68, but it's not crazy old, 68. So maybe that's why it's not a little pricier. But I thought, this is a Neil Adams cover, right? I thought that this book would have seen a bounce like so many others.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Now the question is, will he have the bowl cut in the movie?
Yeah, that would be great.
Oh, is it a Neil Adams cover? It says artist Gil Kane. Maybe it's not. I thought it was a Neil Adams cover. But I mean, Gil Kane could have done the interiors and it still be.
Why didn't that show up? 59. Oh, they don't have the thing like they used to, where you click on the number and it shows you. Gil
bottom,
Kane.
yeah.
Gil Kane. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was a Neil Adams cover.
He did 76. Was that his first time doing Green Arrow?
Could be. It's just so funny that this book just keeps chugging along.
But it's still not like a 9.2. It's $45. Like, why is this on this list?
I love that they have as high $20, low $2.
If you see this at a flea market, I would never pay more than $5 for a mint copy of this at a flea market.
9.6 sold for 100, a 9.4 sold for 110, a 9.2 for 45.
I really do need to put that.
Yeah, I got to get my 6 graded.
I got to put my my newsstand on.
Just do it raw, Jimmy. Take good pictures.
Yeah.
Just aim high and let somebody throw you offers. I like that this book's still on there because he's got future prospects for sure.
Sure, and I think it was probably too cheap for a long time to begin with.
Very undervalued book.
I still have to finish. The movie.
Really?
Yeah, I just can't.
You just can't get a good copy of it.
Yeah, Flash came out today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the good copy.
I'd imagine
Guardians 3 I watched again because the good copy came out. I love that movie.
It's good.
I would say that trilogy is one of my favorite trilogies that's ever been out there.
Yeah, I agree. It's so funny, a ragtag bunch of nobodies who everybody's like, what the hell is this? Turned out to be probably their best 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Because you put it up against maybe Captain America with Winter Soldier and Civil War is probably like on par, but the Thors don't stack up anymore.
No, they do not.
Even Taika, did you see what he said about the last one?
Yeah, that's such bull crap.
He basically shit on his own movie, said he just phoned it in because he just didn't care. I was like, what kind of... And not only that, they want to give him a Star Wars movie now? I wouldn't give Taika Waititi shit.
Yeah, Jim, he said something about like somebody made him annoyed or there was like
it was
they were making some demands, so he just kind of tanked the movie.
He tanked the movie. He's like, whatever, I don't care. I don't know. It was not a good look, that's for sure. The optics on that was really bad.
Somebody puts you in control of a project that's, you know, $100 to $200 million to make, and you say that you intentionally did it dirty. It seems crazy.
But even
I mean, if you literally watch Ragnarok and then that back to back, it's like night and day. It's shocking how different the quality of the movies are.
Yep. Yeah, Love and Thunder was garbage.
It was just bad.
It was so bad. You took one of the great bad guys and just, I don't know.
They butchered him.
They butchered him. Yeah, they did.
They butchered the butcher.
They butchered the butcher. But and not only that, they killed the market for that book too.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh yeah, I you know how I got those? I got those in that collection.
Mm-hmm.
I sold them this weekend at the flea market. I think I got 110 for the two big books, and
together.
Yes, together.
That's crazy.
And then what? 2 years ago, I could have gotten $350 for those.
Bucks? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 150 for the gore and the one after.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's sad. Even Hemsworth shit on it. He said it was bad.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's not good because it is bad.
It's the truth, and maybe you get something about being honest, but I mean, at least you're not saying, "Oh, shut up, fans." You're just like hating on the movie. At least he's like, "Okay, all right, agree. It was not good." 41.
Yep, there it is.
I love this book. Jimmy knows. I love Rhino.
This one really, really holds that value too. The fact that a 3.5 is still a $349 book.
But another really undervalued big bad guy of Spider-Man's. This is like...
Yeah, it's so early too.
For a while when I was a kid, he was my absolute favorite too, because I just loved...
So cool.
I loved everything about him.
Yeah. And that was the first statue I ever bought too. You see him... Where is he?
Oh, statue is
right there.
That statue is the best.
I love that statue.
Yeah, the idea that the 12-month average for 7.5 was under $1,000 is actually kind of shocking to me.
I bet it looks real pretty and high grade.
7.5 is a really solid grade for a book from '66.
Yep.
And
they're this one is definitely has that Marvel chipping problem.
Yeah. Well, the whole that right around the bottom is that black and deep brownish red, so that's got to be tough.
Yep. Yeah, I want to get another copy of this because mine's a 3540, I think, but I definitely want to upgrade it. That'll probably be my later in life goal, is to take my Spidey run and make them better over time. Probably just like jumping up the grades. But yeah, this is a great one. Deserving to be on the list. And this one, I mean, I think the rest of the books are Deadpool Wolverine centric.
Yeah, they're just repeats, actually.
It's repeats. So Wolverine 1, we've been down this road before, and then Ultimate Fallout, of course.
Yes. And then
Deadpool.
Deadpool, yep.
Yeah.
Duff, you said it about the 9.8 newsstand. So a 9.8 newsstand sold for $3,000 this week. So it's
I'm so mad at him, man. I can't believe he did that.
It's gonna keep ticking its way up.
Yeah, it's gonna keep going. I don't know what he must have sold it for like $1,800. I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, what did I get? I got a newsstand 8.5, I think.
It is really interesting how they shift. That book, X-Men 266, and they just keep riding these kind of crazy waves.
That book, I'm surprised hasn't made the list, because after they said that Channing Tatum is coming,
I don't
Why
want Channing
didn't
Tatum.
266 like go? And even they said that Daredevil and Elektra are cast too in Deadpool 3. Why aren't those guys on this list? Like that's where I thought like the spec would hit the list for those books. First Elektra is still undervalued.
I'm not excited about any of these casting things, though.
Well, it's
certainly
gonna be,
not
it's just
excited
gonna be...
about Channing Tatum playing.
Oh,
I don't know that...
I think that's cool. No, he's been wanting to play the character for like 7 years now.
I think he's a bad actor. I mean, like, I don't think he's a good actor.
But here's the thing, though. You know they're gonna do it with a certain level of satire. So he might be playing Gambit, but he might be playing a satirical version of Gambit, like kind of laughing at his own self. Like, this is his one shot. They're not going to make a Gambit movie. You know what I mean? Yeah, unless he's so good and they spin it off. But I think this is his one chance to be like...
I mean, they have Jennifer Garner coming back as Elektra, so they know it's going to be a funny thing.
That's what I mean. It's going to be like her and Ben Affleck are like fighting on a roof, and either it's going to be like some multiverse thing or...
Channing Tatum's going to get electrocuted.
Yeah,
just like the entire New Mutants got.
Yeah. Well, they're bringing back what's his name, right?
Who?
I forgot his name. The guy who was just like a dude with a button down. His name like Todd or whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
I forgot his name, but yeah, he's coming back.
Well, the cabbie driver's coming back too, right?
The cabbie drivers, he's good.
The Uber driver or whatever.
Yeah, Negasonic is back and Yukio's back. So,
holy crap!
Bye, Yukio.
Bye, Yukio. All right, that's it for that. Stop sharing.
Jimmy's. We've lost him somewhere. He's.
Oh, holy crap! This is the fourth time I might be at 100 already, the way that I'm going.
I think I have a Green Lantern 201 problem. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 first appearance of Kilowoggs.
I don't know that that's a problem. I mean...
But they never... This is like a book that I've been specking on forever, and they just never anything. And now that they changed what they're doing with the Green Lantern TV show, I still don't know if we see Kilowog.
Well, Dolph, by the time these shows finally get here, who knows if we'll see the shows themselves? It's
I like that it's going to be like crime, like solving crimes, like cosmic detectives. I like the idea of that.
We wanted to look up how many appearances Kraven was.
That's got to be his fourth appearance, right?
Let me see here. Oh my God!
Is that you, Jay?
This freaking charger! I can't tell you the number of charger cables. I don't know if it's because I have a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old, but I must have gone through 10 or 15 iPhone charging cables this year alone. I was like, what are you two doing to these chargers? Can you maybe pull them out of the wall, a little more delicately? It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It's also kind of crazy how they're making them that fragile, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, just like anything, they want you to buy a new one every year.
For me, they want me to buy a new one every hour and a half, apparently.
So many charging cables. Oh, I'm gonna say this again for all of you. I know this. We've been talking comics, but I now get three subscriptions to Sports Illustrated for Kids. You guys need to subscribe to this because I'm telling you right now, I got the Victor Wembanyama. What do you pay for one of these? $3.99. That card in a 10 is worth $20,000. $20,000. I mean, a lot of them are printed off center, but even if you just cut it out of the magazine, you can sell them right now raw on eBay just the uncut sheet. You can sell the magazine for $400 right now. It
What
just
year
came
is
out
that
2
from?
weeks ago. Now this one, this is the newest one. So this is July, August 2023. And it's got one of the hottest NBA players in it right now, Paolo Banchero. That card right now, I guarantee you could sell this magazine for like $60 right now. And it's also got Erling Haaland, which is one of the best soccer players in the world, is center square. I mean, you guys should be getting, definitely 1-2 issues, you should be getting like a subscription to this for $30 a year. Because you
Center
can,
Square.
I guarantee, yes, center square. Isn't that Jim J. Bullock?
It was a bunch of different people, you know.
It was.
But I think
Gilbert
Jim J. Bullock
Godfrey
was
had
on.
it. Whoopi Goldberg had it. But I'm telling you right now, let me see with this Banchero.
That is Craven's 4th appearance, BT Dubs, and he is very interesting for somebody who was a first appearance villain in a Spider-Man. So his first appearance is ASM 15. His second appearance is Tales of Suspense 58. His third appearance is ASM Annual 1, and then that's his 4th appearance. So like,
Oh right, he's in the Sinister
Spidey.
Six one.
Spidey non-title and then an annual.
Yeah. So right now this magazine's going for $20. So even if you got a couple issues, you turn this like $3.99 into $20 every time you get a new issue.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy talk.
Nobody has one graded yet, so. Yeah, there's the Victor Wembanyama, the one I have cut over there. Ungraded, cut horribly. This one's already selling for $100 with 27 minutes left.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy. Crazy. All right. Anyway, that's it. What else, boys and girls? Richard wants you to get a wireless charger.
You're probably right, Richard. That's what I need. I need a wireless charger, like one of those like those salt rocks or whatever they look like at this point in time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, isn't your iPhone adaptable to one of those? One of the ones where you just set it down and.
Yeah, I should just do that. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
that would be harder.
It's
harder for the kids.
I don't even know.
It's harder for the kids to destroy a rock.
I have to get another one of our hard boxes, Jace.
So I'll have to have you. Jimmy, grab my books from you sometime this week, so we can bring them down to the shore next weekend. So
Yeah, I got them right there in the box. So.
I think I could do dinner sometime this week.
Yeah, me too. I have to go to, I think, we have not talked about that. Golden Auctions. My Ellie Dela Cruz has been accepted by Ken Golden at Golden Auctions.
That's so cool. And
So,
what does that process look like?
So I signed a contract. I'm gonna drive the car down to him tomorrow. I think he's in Colts Neck, New Jersey. I get 100%. I mean, they do file a 1099 for you, but I get 100% of the proceeds. So I don't have to even pay a fee. The buyer pays the fee.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So
Yeah, when you said about it, I was like, oh, I wonder how does he get it to them. So
yeah, just drive it. Yeah, I think it's like an hour and a half away.
So they're in Jersey, not Philly?
They're in Jersey. Yep.
Okay. I don't know why I thought it was maybe he's a Philly guy or something like that.
Did
I
you
could've
see the
sworn it
number
was-
10 that sold for $40K? Mine's numbered to 10. Which one? $40K? I was just hoping to get 20. Michael, which one sold for 10? Was that a sapphire? Yeah, email me the pic. Was that the sapphire?
Yeah, well, he's got to get off the schneid right now. He's
Yeah. Well, no, he's still. I mean, he just set a record for the fastest infield throw, like 98 something miles an hour to first base. The dude's a beast. That's why I want to do it now, though.
Yeah, you got to get it done now.
Yeah, I don't want to hang on to this card.
I'm just saying,
it's a Hulk one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what I'd rather have, and it would be a good comic rather than a
the
Ellie
Hulk
Delacruz.
one. The Hulk's really proven himself over time.
Yeah, his career batting average is way better.
Hulk's had a Hall of Fame career.
The Hulk is never going to get injured.
Not to mention now's the best time to buy a Hulk one. The market's tanking. I mean,
he snatched so much stuff.
It's low.
Yeah, I just found out that I have some
doubles.
You got doubles?
Newsstands.
Ooh.
Which newsstand?
Just random newsstands from the series. I didn't realize I had some.
No, what?
Oh, that's the
the
5.
Battle Chasers.
So that one's numbered to 5.
The guy wants a picture of all the books that I have. From
Battle Chasers would be tough newsstands. Those would be like from '97 or something like that.
Yeah.
Still, Michael, if that one is 40K numbered to 5 and mine's numbered to 10, but also numbered of the 10, it's the best because there's been 6 graded and one's a 7, 2 are 9s. Me and another guy are 10s, but mine's a dual 10 for auto and card. So mine's actually the highest of the 10s. So if you're thinking about like the best Ellie Delacruz cards, mine would be the 6th ranked best Ellie Delacruz card out there. Because it would be the 1 of 1, the 5 of 5s, and mine is the best of the 10s. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's a pull of my lifetime. I don't think I'll ever pull a card like that again. Let's look at it.
Jim, that one with the gold on her butt, that's an expensive book.
Yeah. I've seen it for like 105, 110 bucks.
Yeah, that's an expensive book.
That's because the series is starting.
Yeah, I just noticed too. I've been buying the base packs. Yeah, it's crazy, man. SGC is moving too, so anybody submitting to SGC, they got a new address that they want everybody to send to. Yeah, I think I just think that having it on Golden will be better eyeballs and better advertising than it would on eBay. Like eBay, it's there, but I don't think a lot of people are watching it. But I've been getting a lot of low offers.
What when is it going to go up for auction? Which week or which?
I don't know.
Day?
I mean, I'm going to drive it down tomorrow, and I'm
Do
assuming
they have
that
weekly auctions or how does it work?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. I was debating whether or not to put a reserve on it too, just because I've been getting. I got an offer for $13,500 that I turned down. I would like to at least put that as a reserve if I could. But I know that they sold the same card last December for 14.
Right.
And that was that he wasn't even called up yet. The season hadn't even started. So I mean, I feel like the card should go for more than that. I think you picked the right place. People don't ship for exactly. Yeah, I think eBay with the taxes and the fees, like.
I mean, what's the fee on a card? The comics are about 12.95%. So what's the fee on a card?
For eBay?
Yeah.
13%.
Yeah.
13% and the tax. So, I would lose whatever it is. Immediately, I would lose $1,000.
Yeah, $10,000. You'd lose $1,300.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, $1,300. Yeah.
Richard, I can certainly bring it with me if you want. I have it right over there. I haven't listed it yet. So if you want me to bring it down with their certificate, I think maybe they'll like it. I think the LE Chrome will be like J-Rod cards. Yeah, I'm also worried because J-Rod cards are not nearly as hot as they were the end of last year. He cooled off a lot too. I'm worried that LE will, fall into that same thing where he's the hot thing right now, but next year it'll be another hot thing.
Yeah.
There's
what I think.
There's a lot of good players that are getting called up right now. I mean, Pete Crow Armstrong's coming up for the Cubs probably next year. He's really good. There's some exciting young players. It's a good time for baseball, man. There's some really talented dudes. It's fun to watch. Unless you're a Yankee fan, and then they're losing to the Rockies. So sad. Yeah, I agree.
Jim, I had heard this stat the other day on a random baseball thing that I was listening to, and I had to call Dolph right away just to get the statistic out of my head.
Yeah.
So the last time that any Major League Baseball player played any portion of an inning at second base as a left-handed player was 1982 or 83. It was Don Mattingly. Played part of an inning at second base and is left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
So, baseball obviously is about milliseconds, and so if you have a second baseman who's left-handed, it's going to take him slightly longer to get the throw to first base than it would a right-hander. So Don played part of an inning at third base or at second base as a left-hander, and he was the last one to appear in any part of an inning.
I think they have it here too. So they have position.
And he's not obviously he's not a second baseman. It's just random that he played part of.
And is that why, if you're a left-hander, they're like, no, you're not playing second base?
Yeah, basically, because you would pivot, and once you pivot, your shoulders now are towards the base. Now you're even further away from. It's the entire reason that, left-hand pitchers are better against left-hand batters. Right-hand pitchers better against right-hand batters because the ball gets on top of them faster.
I'm trying to read his baseball reference. So it's 83. He played. What does 397/H4 mean? What the hell does that mean? H indicates games as a pinch hitter or pinch runner.
Well, Don played parts of.
Anytime it says 3 would be first base. And then I know he played third once because that was funny. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 5.
Yeah, I think they said he only played that part of one game at second base.
86 he played third. So 1, 2, it would be 4. I don't see 4.
Well, they said that it was the game. The thing that I was listening to, they said it was the game, the Pine Tar game for George Brett too.
That's crazy.
That was it.
That's crazy.
But it was not a full inning. He did not play the full inning, so I don't know if it doesn't even count it because it wasn't a full inning.
Yeah, right. So funny. God, I love Donnie baseball.
He I watched that Rip and Pax or whatever, which I guess
awesome. We talked about that
2 years ago. He pulled his own rookie card out of
That's crazy too.
84 tops. But his memory was so crazy. He just talked about all the guys that helped him out, and just he had stories for almost every guy in the pack, Then they had a Rip and Pax with Wade Boggs, and Wade Boggs just seems like he's still a wild card of a human being. We've lost him. Dolph has gotten consumed by those boxes, Jim.
Do you know, Jay said 2 of the biggest Adam Hugheses that I have gotten this year, I have not put on my top
list?
100 yet, on my list. I haven't put my Sally Forth on there. And I didn't put my my A1 bikini book on there. Hilarious.
So you're above 90 then.
I am, yeah. Yes, I am.
You got to start playing this game that me and a bunch of guys started playing called Immaculate Grid. It's a daily game from Baseball Reference that it like shows you a grid, and you got to figure out the player. So it's like it's a 9x9 grid, and you got to fill it out in 9 guesses.
Oh, interesting. There's a picture of them or no?
I'll show you. I'll show you today's. So I'll move it over here and share the screen.
Are they all of all time, not just modern guys?
You'll see. It's cool. All right, so this is the Immaculate Grid, right?
Okay.
So you do like Houston with a 200K season pitching. So you can do like Garrett Cole. That's probably the easy one. Dodgers 200K season, say like
Clayton Kershaw.
Kershaw, yeah, that's an easy one too. So now you need a 200K season and a Gold Glove. So I'd be like Mad Dog probably, because that dude's got more.
No, I don't think did. Greg Max ever have a 200? Yep, apparently he did.
But then this is
these guesses though.
What's that?
Are these guesses, or they're confirmed if they come up?
They're confirmed if they come up. It'll be it'll show red, and a guess will come off if you're wrong. So now you need like a.
Surprised Maddox had 200K seasons, because he's such a ground ball pitcher.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but he's always painting corners, so.
Yeah, that's true.
So like Washington, Houston, like I didn't know this when I did it, but you can always also put the Expos in here. So.
Okay.
Washington, Houston would be like Randy Johnson, because he played for the Expos.
But Randy Johnson playing for the Astros? He played for Arizona.
Yeah, he got traded. Remember, he got traded to the Astros after he was on Seattle. That's the first place he got traded to. He was in the playoffs for the Astros.
Okay.
So Randy Johnson is 88. Yeah, so that's a good guess. And then, like, who was on the Expos and the Dodgers, or the Nationals and the Dodgers?
And these are all pitchers, right?
No, it could be anybody.
Oh. Okay,
like
so he's on the
Gold Glove for Texas would be like, Beltre probably, right? Adrian Beltre, was he a Gold Glover? Yeah. And then the Nationals, I know Ryan Zimmerman was definitely a Gold Glover. Texas and Houston. Who played for Texas and Houston? I know.
Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan. And then Texas and the Dodgers.
Look at the picture they use of.
I know, right? Texas Dodgers.
Beltre.
Yeah, Beltre for that one too. Right. Already used. I know. Joey Gallo.
That's a deep cut.
Now.
Sweeney, an Expo and a
Dodgers. That one's tough. Or Nationals Dodgers.
Or Nationals Dodgers. Oh, Trey Turner, right? Didn't Trey Turner?
Oh yeah.
Trey Turner only played for.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
363 is so it's a rarity score too. See how everybody's got a percentage? So it helps to get the rarer the better. I was like yesterday I was really pulling them out of my ass. I got like a 97. Joey Gallo
and Johnson. See, I did not remember Randy Johnson playing for the Astros at all.
Yeah. That was his first trade. Seattle traded him to Houston for that playoff push.
I did not remember that at all.
And then he went to then he went to the Diamondbacks, and then he went to the Yankees, and then where did he go after the Yankees? Did he just retire? But anyway.
Do you know he's like a professional photographer
now? He's a really good photographer too. Like you see him on the NFL, he's like in the end zone.
Yeah, and stuff like that.
That's crazy. Oh, here we can look right now. Randy Johnson played for Montreal, Seattle, Houston, Arizona, New York, back to Arizona, and as San Francisco Giants. I did not remember that.
Yeah. What is his career ERA?
Good. 3.29.
Did you realize how good Clayton Kershaw is?
He's really good. I didn't realize he was that good either.
Clayton Kershaw's career ERA is like
There it is.
2.5 or something.
2.48.
2.48.
Look at his career win-loss. 207 and 91. That's crazy.
Like they had him like as though he were like dead at this point. Like if you listen to people, and his ERA this season is still 2.55.
Yeah.
Like it's freaking bomb.
You see that too. He's only what? 88 pitches or strikeouts away from 3,000.
Yeah. And has won a World Series.
He's hurt though right now, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. I thought he came back already.
Did he? Yeah, he's insane. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer now. What's his WAR has got to be like ridiculous. Yeah, his WAR is 76.5. I think 50 is a borderline Hall of Famer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because I think Mike Trout is just over 46 or 47. He's like borderline Hall of Fame now.
But, Trout's way higher than that. I think Trout's at like 70 already.
Is he?
It's insane that if he had not gotten hurt, how high, like how crazy it would be.
Trout's career WAR is 85 too.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy.
Wow. Yeah, okay. He's already a Hall of Famer. He can retire now and be a Hall of Famer. Yeah, 10-5 in a season that's crazy.
He did it twice.
And he did it twice. Yeah, I think they said, is it 8? 8 is like automatic MVP, or like, you know, unless there's somebody better. But
well, Bond's 73 home run season must have been like a 12 or 13.
Yeah, I think so.
It's got to be crazy because didn't he walked like 200 times that season or something? He hit 73 bombs.
His career WAR is like it's 162.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
What was it? It's 11.7? Is that what it was, or 13?
11.9? It was 2001, right?
Well,
73 in 2001, so it was 11.9. He had almost as good a season the next year in WAR. That's crazy.
See, the annoying part is like he's a surefire Hall of Famer before the steroids.
I know.
Right? Look at his WAR. Look at his WAR with the Pirates. It's
Yeah.
still like 8.9.7. Like
He's 53 with Pittsburgh. Had he not done steroids, he would have easily gotten another half of that, 60. It would have been 110 for career WAR. Had he not done steroids.
yeah, they were. I was watching a documentary about the American Gladiators the other day.
I watched it too. It was really
And
good.
they started talking about the steroids, and then they show like the hallmarks of steroids, like about your face changing shape
Yeah,
and stuff like that. I was like,
Dude,
well,
all those girls just talk like dudes. Shohei hasn't been playing long enough, so his WAR won't be that high, but it still should be all right.
well, last year had to be one of the highest single
Yeah,
season
he's
wars
only
ever.
17.6, so he's got a ways to go.
What was it last year?
4?
No, but that couldn't have been. Didn't he get it? He got it for pitching and batting, right?
I think, doesn't this factor that in?
I don't think so. It couldn't. There's no way his season last year was 4. Like they can't even figure out how to freaking give him statistics, for God's sake.
Yeah. But they do factor in for pitching.
What's his WAR for pitching from last year?
2.5.
2.5. Okay, and so 2.5.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know.
I don't know if it cumulates. It's not.
Look, he's got a cumulative WAR at the bottom there, and then the cumulative WAR for batting too.
Yeah, I don't know if it works that way though. I thought it's both. But even then, say it's a 13.6 plus a 12.
Yes, he's at 30.
13.6 plus a 17.6, so he's got 30. 30,
Yeah.
30 and change.
Yeah, the biggest concern I think for somebody like that is that they're going to have Tommy John surgery at some point in time, and then they're derailed for 2 years. You know.
Yeah, and I wonder though, like, just say he does have serious Tommy John, can he still just bat?
Sure, he'd come back faster, but he would just be a hitter. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of what Harper did, right? He just DH'd, he just couldn't throw.
Yeah. That's what he's doing basically now.
Right. Yeah, Ohtani, I mean, it's ridiculous, too. He's only, like, what, 29? He's 29. He's going to get
Well, the crazy part, though, is what is Trout? He's only like 31, right?
Trout, well, he was a rookie in 2011.
Yeah, but he was like 18.
Was he? He's 31. Well,
Yeah.
he'll be 32 really soon.
Could you imagine, though? He's been hurt for like parts of the last 4 seasons.
Yeah, it sucks.
Good God, we'd be watching it. Maybe the greatest baseball player of all time if he doesn't constantly get hurt.
Yeah, and they're freak accidents too. Like,
He broke his hand like twice, right?
broke his hand. This one is his forearm.
Something like that. And what, they got hit by a pitch again, right?
No, he was just swinging the bat and he hurt himself swinging. Like he swung the bat and he immediately called over the trainer, and it's like he
broke a bone.
he broke
by
his
swinging.
wrist swinging.
That's freaking crazy.
Yeah, he's nuts.
That's freaking crazy.
Anyway, that's fun. I could do baseball.
That's our baseball tirade.
I could do baseball all night, man. I really could. You got to play that immaculate grid though. It's so much fun. It's hard. Like some of them are really
Vladdy Guerrero is
hard.
you should unload Vladdy Guerrero cards right now because he's gonna get the home run derby curse.
Yeah.
He hit like 145 home runs in the home run derby or whatever. Like some insane amount.
You know, there was one yesterday. It was like who played on Detroit and another team. Literally, the only guy I heard of out of the 3 players it could have been was Brad Osmus. Yikes!
Yeah,
who's gonna even think of that?
That's tough.
Anyway, you ready? We calling it a night?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
we lost Jimmy at baseball.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I don't even know what WAR is.
Wins over replacement.
Wins
doesn't explain it to me.
Replacement. Basically, it's
very complicated.
It's
a very complicated equation.
Yeah. It's how many runs your team will score with you in the lineup, and versus again without you in the lineup.
Yeah, it's actually like the total wins. What you being in the lineup versus the average player at your position means you actually win more games. So when a guy's got a win share of 9, that means literally just because that one dude is on the team
wins
won about
9 games. Yeah.
Then they would have lost.
Well, wouldn't that be tough for Ohtani to be? Since is he a pitcher who hits well?
Oh yeah.
Does both.
He's insane, Jimmy. Ohtani's off the charts. Like the dude he's a really good pitcher, and he's leading the league in home runs, RBIs, OPS, slugging. He's amazing, and he's a free agent. The Angels are crazy if they don't trade him. They're like, with Trout out, they can't be contenders. And
they're not.
They can get so much by trading him.
They're not contenders with them both in anyway.
I know.
Because they just don't have pitching.
They don't have pitching. Yep. All right, boys and girls. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for Baseball Talk, Inside Baseball.
Baseball Talk.
Thanks for watching. Thanks to Chevy Comics and Thomas in Western PA.
Nice. That's where you're getting your trades from?
That's where I'm getting them. Yeah.
He's got his Adam Hughes dealer now.
I got a couple.
He's getting his Adam Hughes fix from those guys.
Alright, guys.
You guys will appreciate this. I did not have any backing boards, so I like cut apart box.
I see that. That's interesting.
I think,
It works.
yes, yeah.
I
And
know.
they're
It's
way-
got the
they're way
Mylar
more
anyway, so
They're way more rigid than
yeah.
backboards too. This was a inflatable.
I don't know if
mattress.
that's acid free though.
Yeah, I actually was thinking about that the other day. I was like,
Yeah.
I should probably make sure that I buy.
Some golden age backers. I think I have a stack, so you're welcome to a couple.
Yeah.
I got
So,
you, man.
because I hesitate to buy 100 because it's like, how many do I actually even? How many
I
gold
don't
age
know,
books?
man. You might just
Finding.
because it's how much is 100? Just like $15, just
15
to have them
yeah,
over in the
so-
corner for a rainy
Yeah, that's
day.
true. That's true. Yeah.
I have magazine bagging boards and golden age bagging boards. Like I've had the same 100-pack forever now, but every once in a while you're like, I need one.
Yep. Yeah,
So
that's
they
true.
come in handy. All
All right,
boys.
everybody.
Yeah, thanks
All right,
everybody.
guys.
I'll see you next
Good
week.
night. Peace.
Night.